The gentleman yields back. I now recognize myself. This resolution of inquiry would ask President Biden to turn over all documents related to his son, his brother, his sister-in-law, as well as various other people and companies. None of these people has a role in the Biden administration. The House rules give the minority the right to introduce this resolution, and they give our committee the responsibility to consider it. And we are honoring those rules today. Unfortunately, this resolution reveals the misplaced priorities of our Republican colleagues. For nearly 2 years, Republicans have complained as Democrats on this committee have focused on tackling the climate crisis, protecting a woman's right to control her own body, her own health care, including reproductive health care, cutting the cost of prescription drugs, and preventing gun violence. These same Republicans turned a blind eye when Donald Trump incited a deadly riot in the Capitol, violating the peaceful transfer of power, and illegally removed highly classified presidential records from the White House. Yet today, our Republican friends have chosen to spend our committee's time on a resolution that seeks to smear President Biden by targeting his family. This is a nakedly partisan effort, so it is no surprise that it has been led by none other than former President Donald Trump. 2 years ago, Mr. Trump made allegations about Hunter Biden a centerpiece of his failed campaign for re-election. He did this even though witnesses in a Senate investigation led by Republicans confirmed that Hunter Biden had played no role in U.S. policy and that Vice President Biden had always served the interest of the American people. Today, my Republican colleagues are rehashing some of the same tired talking points. And Republicans have been open that they are pursuing this partisan investigation because they think it will help get Donald Trump reelected president. Just last month, Congressman Jordan, former member of this committee, explained that an investigation into Hunter Biden would, quote, frame up the 2024 race, end quote, for Donald Trump, explaining, quote, we need to make sure that he wins, end quote. Ranking Member Comer, who has sent at least 34 letters on this topic this Congress, has explained that he believes promising a Hunter Biden investigation will boost Republican turnout. This spring, he was asked by Fox and Friends whether the, quote, promise of a probe is going to drive more people to the polls to put Republicans in office, end quote. And Mr. Comer responded, quote, I think so, end quote. And just a few weeks ago, Senator Ron Johnson, who led the failed Hunter Biden investigations in the Senate, used these investigations to solicit campaign contributions on Fox News. That is stunning. In nearly the same breath, he asked for money while promising to investigate Hunter Biden. Republicans are so desperate to smear President Biden, they are even enlisting the help of some of America's worst enemies. In March of this year, while Russians' bombs were raining down on civilians in Ukraine, Donald Trump went on TV and called on Vladimir Putin to release information about a conspiracy theory on Hunter Biden. Mr. Trump said, and I quote, I would think Putin would know the answer to that. I think he should release it, end quote. 6 years after calling on Russia to release emails from Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump is once again asking Putin for help to dig up dirt on his political opponents. Encouraging our enemies to meddle in our elections is simply wrong. and it shows just how malicious and partisan the Republicans' obsession with Hunter Biden really is. Even Senator Romney called out his fellow Republicans for this obvious partisan investigation. He said, quote, "It's not the legitimate role of government or Congress or for taxpayer expense to be used in an effort to damage political opponents," end quote. I agree with Senator Romney. I urge all members of this committee on both sides of the aisle to oppose this resolution. Who else seeks recognition? Mr. Heiss is now recognized.
Thank you, Madam